Welcome to the Fantasy Back Porch Hour. We are Little D.
Howdy, howdy.
Hakuna Matata, brother.
Means no worries.
Damn straight.
Yeehaw.
Sleaze, the fantasy alchemist, turns fantasy lead into fantasy gold.
I just did again.
Wow, I didn't even smell that. I am Bear. This is Outlaw. Let's do it.
Well, we're going to go over the upcoming Week 3 matchups.
All right.
So, first game, Thursday night. Andy Reid makes his return over to Philadelphia. Kansas City at Philly.
Yeah.
Little D, who do you think is going to have the biggest game this week?
Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably so.
Bear?
Deshaun Jackson's due for a slight slump, but he'll still have good numbers.
Yeah, he's
He
not
will.
going to have
He will.
190 yards again,
No,
but he's going to have a 100-yard game.
And I-
especially against Kansas City's defense.
And I
He's
think
been
that they
stout
can't-
so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think they will be this week because they're going to be burned.
Right.
It's hard to play that. I mean, even the first half is going to wear you out.
Yeah.
Now,
It is.
Kansas City has depth.
They do.
Yeah, but not enough for that. Not that Chip Kelly offense.
And Philadelphia runs enough plays where Deshaun Jackson's going to get his.
I think so too.
Chip Kelly's got that fast pace.
Yeah, and eventually,
tempo.
probably not in Week 3, but eventually Philadelphia's offense is going to get tired out because they do not have the depth at wide receiver
Yes.
quarterback.
to keep running that.
But for now, you
Yeah.
play Deshaun Jackson.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you do.
Oh, you can't bench him.
So the
No.
1 o'clock games, first one we got is Green Bay at Cincinnati. Outlaw? Who do
I
you
can see
think?
that being a high-scoring matchup. Of course, Aaron Rodgers is going to be Aaron Rodgers.
He's
as
gonna be
always.
the
And
man.
his
Look who he's
receivers,
at.
and his receivers are going to be their receivers as always. But you know, I really do because they got burned hard by San Francisco. So I would look for Dalton and Green to have another good game.
All right, Bear?
I think any Green Bay wide receiver, Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb especially.
That's just Green Bay being Green Bay.
It is, but I'm just saying that I think the Green Bay offense, if you have someone on Green Bay except for a running back,
Yeah. I say start
Maybe.
everybody.
maybe Starks.
Start everybody.
Just
If you got a
Just
player
do
in
it.
that game, you start him.
I'm not sure I would
Yeah.
start. I'm not sure I would jump on Finley quite yet, but
I don't care. You start him.
The way
There's
that
possibility.
right now, to me, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL this year.
I'd say biggest.
So far.
I'd say biggest player
So
all
far.
in that game is Aaron Rodgers because of all the weapons
Yeah.
he has.
Yeah.
To
I mean, he's just-
he'll have the biggest numbers. But any of their wide receivers,
Oh yeah, still a good start.
any of their starting 3 or 4
Yeah.
are viable.
And not only that, my man can throw on the run like that. I hate to say what I'm about to say, like no one I've seen since Elway. I know,
Yeah.
I know,
I
but
thought
he
it was
can,
going to be a long-winded joke.
Me too, I
no,
was
he
waiting
can. No,
for it.
no, he can. He
He
can
took
do
that.
it.
He took that deep breath.
He did
I know,
take
and I
a
hate
deep
to say it. It's Elway. I mean,
Yeah.
It's like when
Aaron
he talks
Rodgers-
good about a Patriot.
Yeah.
yeah, I hate to say it, but yeah.
All right,
Next-
so
next game.
next game up, St. Louis at Dallas. Really good game here. I see a really good game here.
Could be.
I think you start
Could be.
Jared Cook.
St. Louis's defense is.
I think you start Tavon Austin, too.
They are as good as they are on paper.
I like Tavon
Yeah.
Austin also.
And Darrell Richardson, I think he's going to be good too.
Absolutely. I mean, look at the week they had this week. That's not going to stop against Dallas. Dallas
No.
doesn't have the defense to stop
No,
to
don't.
turn
I
that
don't
around.
think
I
it-
agree with that.
I'm not sure you play Witten. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't play anybody on
Witten.
Dallas.
No,
I
I
mean,
don't
if you
think I
have
would
to,
either.
you have to, but
I mean, I would throw Des
I would
Bryant
still
out
play
there if I had
Des
him.
Bryant.
If I had him, I would play him. I don't know what I'm going to get, but I would play him if I had him.
I say
I
Sam,
don't, but I would.
I say Sam Bradford because to me in the last couple of weeks he's shown me something.
He has.
He's
You
But-
could play. You could definitely play Bradford
Yeah.
if.
Yeah.
You know what? Especially if you after 2 disappointing weeks out of Tom Brady, you could.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe
you could almost play Bradford over Brady.
now the next game's kind of an interesting one.
What's that?
San Diego at Tennessee. Little D?
I'm gonna say Chris Johnson.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just now? Okay.
You know what? Tennessee. Tennessee and San Diego both gave Houston a hard time.
They did.
I think.
Now, here's the thing. Malcolm Floyd, neck injury, out indefinitely.
Yeah, I know. And that's
Not to mention, they already have another wide receiver on the IR.
Yep.
So, Phillip Rivers, even though he's making a resurgence this year, and Eddie Royal stepped up last week, Tennessee's defense made it hard for Houston.
Yep.
So,
But they still got their yards. And they
Right.
got
Not only
through the air.
that, Tennessee's defense made it hard for Pittsburgh.
and I wouldn't jump on Eddie Royal just yet.
They had 5 sacks against Roethlisberger,
Yeah.
and that's a hard
Yeah.
bastard to tackle.
I
mean,
wouldn't jump on Royal just yet, but I think Phillip Rivers might have another good week. He could be a very viable play this week.
If Rivers is on your team and you have a bad matchup with your starting
I would play.
quarterback, I'd play Rivers.
I would put Royal in flex.
Possibly.
I would. No, I
Possibly.
would.
Maybe,
I
I'm
would.
not ready to jump on that just yet.
I'm not
Yeah.
either, but I'm saying if I had him, I would
He's
play him.
he's worth picking up, putting on the bench, and seeing what he does this
Yeah,
week.
I would do a flex.
Smart to switch Ryan Matthews with Arian Foster.
No.
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
Next game up.
Okay.
No.
Next
You never
game up.
bench Foster unless he's
No.
hurt.
This one's a very terrible matchup to watch.
Oh
What?
God, yes.
Cleveland at Minnesota. I think we can all agree Adrian Peterson's the only play.
Yep. We're done.
Or Jordan
Yeah.
Cameron.
We're done. Continue.
Possibly Jordan Cameron.
No,
I
Jordan
mean, depending on
Cameron's
what
a
your
play.
tight end positions are, yeah.
It doesn't matter. Jordan Cameron's had 2 solid weeks.
You
I
play.
know, and I
You
would.
can't bench him.
Next matchup, very, very interesting matchup. Of course, we all want Tampa Bay to win because they're playing at New England.
Yes, and it's not going to happen, sadly.
I don't know. It might.
I know.
It might. If they get their act together.
Right.
Their
They have
penalties, they're so undisciplined this year. With Shiano as their coach, it shocks me the penalties that they've had.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now-
shocks me.
Now, to me, there's only 2 players worth playing in this game. And that's
In the entire
shocking
game.
saying from New England. And that's Edelman
Edelman, definitely.
and Doug
Doug
Martin.
Martin.
Yeah.
Without question.
I don't know if you can start Vincent Jackson. Of course, if you have him, you have to.
Doug Martin came in this week and showed that he's still capable.
And
I could see Jackson as a flex.
yes. If you have viable other wide
Yeah.
receivers, then you want
Maybe
to
you don't
start
want
them
to,
over.
but I could put
But-
Jackson in a flex.
Yeah,
this
Ja-
week.
Jackson's still the go-to guy at
Yeah.
wide receiver, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If Freeman gets his shit together and can make accurate throws, then Vincent Jackson's going to have a monster week against anybody.
Yes.
But it's all dependent on Josh Freeman.
I also think that's the only way Tampa Bay would beat New England.
No, Vincent
And
Jackson
Josh
has
Freeman.
had.
I think it's a lot
Vincent
of
Jackson
Josh
has had two very viable weeks.
Yes, and
so
actually,
far.
I heard today that Josh Freeman has told Tampa he wants to be traded.
To who? Oh,
That's probably
Omaha
Jacksonville. Jacksonville, probably. I mean, who's going to want him but Jacksonville?
Why would you want to be traded? He's got all
I
the
don't
weapons
know.
in the world.
I'm just saying that's what he said.
That's
Right,
a
next game.
stupid move. Next game, possibly a very good game. Arizona at New Orleans. That could be a very interesting game.
It could be. Could be a high-scoring game. Honestly, I'm going to. I can't believe I'm going to say this now because I would never say this at the beginning of the season, but I think Mendenhall could be a very viable flex.
In that game,
Yeah, in that
as
game
long as
he
he
could
doesn't
be.
get hurt.
Yeah,
But you can't bank on injuries.
no, you can't.
Right,
I
and
mean,
against New Orleans, though, almost any starting running back is a viable play
Yeah.
against New Orleans because their run defense is
I
atrocious.
know, and that's why I say Mendenhall is a viable flex this week.
And Arizona's got a good secondary, but
Yeah,
against Drew Brees, it doesn't
you're
matter.
still-
You don't not start Drew
No,
Brees.
you're still going to do it. Yeah.
Now, our next game could actually break the all-time scoring record. We got Detroit at Washington.
Yeah,
Oh,
that could
wow.
that could be incredible.
Start everybody.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson, Matt Stafford, and Reggie Bush.
Well, if
Start
he
Nate
plays.
Burleson.
And
If he plays.
I'm going to sound like I'm on a Scooby-Doo cartoon. Joint Bell.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd start Joyce Bell over Reggie Bush
Yeah.
because I'm not even sure
And
if
you know
Reggie
what?
Bush is going to play at this
And
point.
you know what, though? Nate Burleson could be a viable flex
Yeah.
if you need one. Nate
I think
Burleson
so.
will have good
Yeah.
numbers.
Yes, he will.
And
I'd even start RG3 this
and
week.
Garcon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and Garcon. And
Start
Alfred Morris.
You always,
If you're in a
the
Pete
way
Farley-
Garcon's playing, you're
If
going
you're
to
in
have
a
to
Pete
start him
Farley
every week.
until he gets hurt again, and it's going to, unfortunately, because I have him on 2 teams, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Start him.
So that was the first 8 games of Week 3 that we got. Those are some players we like and some
Yeah.
that we dislike
Exactly.
for these games.
Stay frosty, my friends.